in the corporate world. Do you think this can be replicated even in the political realm?
Absolutely. You see, you must, everything that you do in life adds up to helping you become the person.
But I guess you understand the rules in the corporate world and the rules in the political world.
Well, if you look at it that way, people would like to say things have to be this way. They don't have to be this way. Because if we do things to we'll be getting the same results. So it's time that we took um, different experiences and bring them for the good of the country. So yes, the corporate world has got its own rules, but which we can apply to the political world.
Okay.
We mustn't do politics the way it's always been done. Otherwise, we've got to take that discipline that you find in the corporate world and bring it, that accountability. It's because of that lack of accountability. That's why we are where we are now.
Okay. And of course, let's now talk about your Heritage Party. We know that there used to be a Heritage Party led by Brigadier General Godfrey Mianda. Is there a connection? And if so, what is the connection between that Heritage and this new one, the new Heritage Party?
Okay, yes, you're very correct. So, Ramianda, as you know, was very, very popular here on the Copper Belt. So, yes, I was a founder member of that Heritage Party. Before we even formed that party, I was part of that conversation, and I ended up as chair of the finance committee of the Heritage Party. 2019, fast forward 2019, Ramianda decides to retire. So I went to him and I said, you know what? There's something that hasn't been done by the Heritage Party. There's a building block. There's a portion for the Heritage Party that if we don't do, Zambia will miss a building block in its history. And we really need to do this. So he said, yeah, and said we could go ahead. So we called it the New Heritage Party. We re-registered it as the New Heritage Party so that people can see that there's a new leadership. So we're not a breakaway party. We have Ramianda's blessings, and we are more or less a continuation.
Also, there's a Heritage Party and there's New Heritage Party.
Yes.
Okay. Now,
but just so that you know, Ramianda deregistered Heritage Party.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And what does the New Heritage Party bring to the table that the older Heritage Party did not? I mean, the general was a well-known man, well-known former vice president, very much respected and loved by Zambians, especially here, like you said, on the Copper Belt, a man of integrity, so to say. And they called him Mr. King. Did not make it to State House. What makes you a non-politician, especially from the corporate world, that you can make it? He failed. He attempted several times.
Yes, he did.
He failed to make it to the State House.
Yes.
You've come, especially you're a woman. When we have a lot of women we have in our workplace who have been as well trying to go to State House.
Sure. The general is the president we never had. We should have had that man as a president. And it's unfortunate that he didn't make it. However, you will always have people who open a door. Okay? He opened the door. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be walking in this. Even Madam Nawakwe and the other ladies, there's Gwendolyn Connie and there's the Dr. Lewanika. They stood, the three women who have gone before me. Those were door openers. And you know that in life there are seasons. You know, somebody opens the door. It might not be them, but when you come, the door has opened for you, so you walk through it. So I have the advantage of walking on Ramianda's shoulders, and I have the advantage of walking on the shoulders of three ladies. So all of these things are coming to work for us as New Heritage Party, I would say that the time has come for the New Heritage Party for a number of reasons.
Mhm.
Yes.
And what are those reasons? Maybe you can give me two.
The first thing that there are actually four things that are selling us as the New Heritage Party. One is the name, because when you look at us, we're talking about a new breed, a new team, a new breed of leaders. When we were deciding to do this, we decided that we did not want to form a new party. We wanted to go or to come on this political platform with an existing name, a recognized name. You know, in marketing, that name recognition is extremely important. So we insisted that we wanted to have this name. So the name is selling us because it just opens doors. We're not struggling at all. Anywhere we go, Heritage Party, we find Heritage Party members in all parts of the country. The second thing that is selling us is our message, the message that we are sharing with the Zambian people. There are many political parties out there, but the message that we have brought differentiates us from X, Y, and Z party.
What message have you brought?
Okay.
Ask me, I'm here to listen to your message.
Okay, you listen to it.
And I'm eager to listen to you.
And I want you to pay a lot of attention to what I'm saying because it's very, very important. In fact, it's pivotal for Zambia. If we don't do what we are talking about, all right, so when you look at Zambia, we go through ups and downs, problems. Sometimes we are okay, sometimes we're in deep problems. So at any moment in time, when Zambia is going through a problem, politically, somebody will respond to that and say, this is what we're going to do about these problems. So every political party that comes, they give themselves a name according to what they are going to do. This is key. You need to really understand this. They give themselves a name according to what they are coming to do. So if I say to you Green Party, what comes to mind?
Okay.
Okay. So you know what I'm talking about. So let's go back to 1964. 1964, we were going through issues as Zambians. We were under colonialism. And a party came called UNIP, United National Independence Party. Okay? So that was their name. They said, we are bringing UNIP. And the Zambians who were in colonialism at that time, that message resonated with them and it made sense. They said, you know what? It's true. We need independence. And they brought that independence. So UNIP was a redemption party. They moved us from one dispensation to another. In 1991, again, we were going through problems. One party state. I think you remember, I hope you were old enough. You remember the times of queuing up for everything. And that essential commodity. So we were queuing up for everything and Zambians were again suffering. Again, another party arose called Movement for Multi-Party Democracy, MMD. Now, they took us from one dispensation, the one party, to another dispensation. Again, that was a redemption party. These two parties, were in that they've done what they came to do. So UNIP can't come today and say, guys, independence, because we'll just, excuse me, Twalipoka independence. MMD, it's the same thing. Twalipoka democracy, there are about 54 registered parties. So democracy is there. So when we look at where we are now, we have to ask ourselves, here's a country that is doing really, that is very, very wealthy. We are a wealthy country, okay? We may be poor financially as Zambians, but the country itself is very wealthy. Then you have to ask yourself the question, why are we in this state? Why is Zambia in the place where she is when we've got everything going for us? You know, tukaya kulidesa. Akaya tusekatimwe. What's wrong with you guys? I gave you everything. You understand? Zambians are not in a good space. I've traveled the whole country. Zambians are suffering. We go mostly into the, grassroots. Zambians are not doing well. So what is the problem? What's missing? Let me explain. Maka Kanoka studio, it's got a whole lot of equipment. Let's say this was a house and all of this is the wealth. When the owner of the house dies, they leave all these things to who? To their children and their children's children. That is the heritage of the children of that house. Or if we say ka studio kano, chalo cha Zambia. And all this wealth is the copper, the gold, the emeralds, the mukola tree, the land, the water. Whose wealth is that? It belongs to the Zambians, to us and the children who are coming after. That's why we say Zambia is our heritage. We inherited this from God. Abakuzimbabwe nabo bali bashira, etc., etc. Now, what is it that is the missing link? It's the heritage. Zambians, we have not walked into our inheritance. If you mafieso, we don't participate. Mufiu mafieso. Chimona uliawo ishua kwabati. Aya, apange ifyuma, aisa pano pangana. Awela tefyo. Aisa pela kwa bana bawo mumunganda, apela kwa bana bawo mumunganda, abawo mumunganda, no mumunganda. But abana bamu no munganda, tale bapelako. Ngamaya kuchifunkana kulia. Kwali babapina pamungu. Abapina of the pinarist. Okay? Vekala pamulwa. Panshi, pali veshumeka kwati ngatwashchayali ama emeralds. Nenkongoleshu walelanda kuchitwali pina. But vachita vafokotola eshuma filia vafokotola vashchama emeralds. Ababali pamulwa pa. They don't give them anything. And that is what's happening in the whole economy. Zambians, we do not. A lot of people talk about development. There's a lot of development. I've lived in Kitwe, and you will see that Kakitwe na Kachinja, Karusaka na Kachinja, Ndola. There's a lot of development. But development, that development, it means we have failed. You get the point I'm making? As long as Zambians and the wealth of Zambia are divorced, we will never progress. You understand? We've got to take Zambians and the wealth of Zambia and marry the two, our heritage. So what we are saying is the time has come for Zambians to partake of their heritage.
And you're the right party to help Zambians partake the heritage.
That's why we are called Heritage Party.
Okay.
When you look at our name, look at the names of the parties. They come to do according to the name they've given themselves. No one else is calling themselves the Heritage Party.
Now, let me find out from you. In the old Heritage Party, there was an ideology called the village concept. Are you going to carry on with that concept? And especially that there is a change this time around. People from the village are coming into town.
Yes. Okay, there was a misunderstanding about the village concept. And that's why it was called a concept. But then the enemies of the party, they twisted that to tell the people that actually village. That's not what the village concept was all about.
What was it all about?
But no. We are not even going to go there because that's not what we are talking about. We need to focus on our message, because the reason we have changed the focus from village concept to this message I've shared with you is because of that confusion. And we're not going to start dealing with the confusion iakale. We are just going to deal with what we are doing now. We have to focus. We've got a very short time and we need to focus and help Zambians to understand that if we do not partake of our heritage as Zambians, nishi tapali oko tuleya. Chibona ulia wishuwa kweba taleya fwa abana ukuya kuma skulu. Nishi tapali oko baleya. You understand? Zambians are extremely intelligent people. Zambians are extremely resourceful people. But how do you start something? You understand? So if we don't get that part right,
Okay. Friends of Radio Signal, in case you just tuned in, you're listening to Zambia Beyond 56 program, and I'm talking to the New Heritage Party leader, that is Madam Chishala Kateka. And feel free to visit us even on Facebook, because this program is also active on the Radio Signal Facebook page. You can drop your comment or contribution. And of course, a little later, I'll be able to open the phone line so that you can call in and add your voice or contribute. Moving on. Towards August, Zambia going to the polls. Are we seeing New Heritage Party taking part, or maybe since it's a new party, you preparing yourself for the 2026 elections?
We are not preparing ourselves for the 2026 election. We are preparing ourselves for 12th August, because if we do not do this in August, another 5 years of this to cover quiz. You know what I'm saying? So we are targeting this election, and we are working very aggressively. We've gone, look, we started New Heritage Party in 2019, by the way, just because we launched ourselves last year. The way we sat down, we did our research, we brainstormed and said, what should we do? We asked ourselves two questions. The first question was, how do we get in, Vane? The second question we asked is, what are we going to do once we are in? We didn't want to be one of those people who said, so we've got a technical side, the political, if we're out there talking to people. Our job right now is to get this message out across to each and every Zambian. We have not met any Zambian who says, if you're Mulela and Atesha, it's a message that is relevant for all Zambians at this time. This is the season where we now need to start helping Zambians to get into the space where they need to get into. So the sooner we start mending this nation, the better for all of us.
I'm going to ask you this question again. You talked about your message, your core message, but I'm still going to ask you, what really differentiates you from these other political parties? Why should the Zambians come 12 August
and
vote for New Heritage?
Yes. So the different types of people, the people when they stand up and say, therefore Kateka, motives, okay, some people do it out of jealousy. President. Or somebody will say, you know what, I've done so much, I've succeeded in my field of this or that or that. You understand? So when somebody comes like that, their motive is not completely right, and nobody should attempt to a message. But how do I convince Kennedy Mbewe, Kumvotela, Nava, Shan, how do I convince them? What message do I tell them? That's why you find that some parties, they've been around for many years and they don't have a message. For us, we have identified what is the missing link, why Zambians are in the state that they are in. Naleka Kubuchi 1959, Nachiva Kubuchi lelo. The houses are the same. 1959. The thing is, we have a message and we are saying, this is what we are saying to the Zambians. Let's put in place policies that will help Zambians to partake of their heritage. Look, we've been seeing copper going out of this country since before 1956, before the 56 years independence we're talking about. I noticed the program at Shani.
Zambia Beyond 56.
Zambia Beyond 56. Since before 1964, copper has been going out. Even afterwards, Mukula has been finished. What does that do for us? For the Zambian man on the street. Atukwata policy yakwatu. Even if mwamukola Kofi Kanon, mwabika into a fund for Zambians, we wouldn't be in this space if we had had that. I was thinking about this very recently. The MMD, they were not doing badly. They didn't do badly. They missed one point. And which is why Zambians were saying, to require change. Why? They missed this point of heritage. If they had not missed it, they would have been in a very good place.
And what about the current regime?
Heritage.
What was your observation?
Heritage. That's why we have stood up and said, you know what? We have seen in all the dispensations, UNIP, MMPF, we have seen that there is something that is missing. Why Zambians are not progressing. Just let me finish this. Development is good. However, Gamwashale Zambians behind. You develop, say, 98%, but Zambians Mwashile 2%. What is the point? You can have golden roads, building skyscrapers, and etc. But as long as the Zambians are hungry, means you have not succeeded. We need to understand that fundamental truth that as long as Zambians are not benefiting, then you can have the best roads, you can have the best building, you can have the best infrastructure development, beautiful hospitals, Zambians are not being touched, then you have failed. Until we start, you know what? It's even better in terms of development. Mulipa 40%. Nama Zambians waliko pa 30% rather than pa 2%. So for us as New Heritage Party, we're saying we must focus upon the Zambians. We must focus upon the Zambians because you see, as long as Zambians are not doing well, this country will never develop. As long as the means of production, as long as the economy is not in our hands, then tapalefe tuleji.
Brilliant ideas, I have to say, Madam Kateka.
Thank you.
Looking at the time frame that you have, do you have enough time to galvanize our people, especially that you are competing with some political parties who have been in the game
for many years?
For many years. So
yeah, like I said before, we are a party whose time has come. Okay. The first thing that I want to say is that we did not start last week. We have been going out. We started in the rural areas to go and speak to people. Our strategy is very different from other political parties. Yama political parties. Gamabona umuntu atambukula show baba Edgar Lungu. Political party. We don't work like that. If we sat down, we thought through what we are doing, and we went and spoke to the people on the ground. So even our meetings, you will not read in the paper at our Heritage Party. We don't do that. We meet groups of Zambians, and we are working through networks. Okay, so when we work through networks, it means imwenga namishimikire lilyashi namukwata abantu bomwishiwe munaimwe mwaya abashimikira about the heritage.
Well, honestly, and practically speaking, what you're telling me, especially the strategy you're using, doesn't work in Zambia.
Watch on August.
The strategy which I know, which works in Zambia, is dishing out money. The strategy which I know is give me something I eat, buy me something, then definitely maybe I may be.
I hear what you're saying, but let me just.
You cannot come and tell me a message and say, go and share this message with Stalin. It just ends there. No, it won't work. It doesn't work like that.
You'll be amazed. Abantu n'abatendwa, they are tired, and we go there and we challenge them about leadership, and we ask them, we say to them, excuse me, ilishani life, then they tell me, okay, gama leaders, okay, gama leaders. who puts the leadership in place at Nifuevo? So we challenge them and we tell them the problem is not with the leadership. The problem is with us, Fueva Vika Pama leaders, because we allow these things. So we don't go, as New Heritage Party, we don't go out there to make promises to them. We go there to open their eyes.
Okay.
We're trying a different approach.
The different approach which doesn't work in Zambia. What have you done? As New Heritage Party, we see some political parties, but we see them making donations. We see them visiting all sorts of places to make donations, building some bridges somewhere.
We do certain things.
A litmus paper.
Yeah, no. We do certain things. That there will be there are some chiefs who will tell you they won't even look at another party because of what we do. But
you have good member names. Chishala, Kateka. They say each one got chimuna kuma Ampalanya. Ampalanya Chishala mwana ukiba heritage. But if you want to tell point. No, I'm speaking as if I'm
something. Don't worry about that.
Okay.
But at the moment, our approach for us, it's working. If is something that I think it's very demeaning. Zambians, you know, what are you saying? So we definitely are not going to do that. Also, these handouts, handouts, Nadim video the other day, somebody alepela 100 kwacha, and I'm thinking, okay, so in 100 kwacha, kushaika kumara for 5 years. Do you know what I mean? Because wachitanga mwaba voted vaya for 5 years. So in 100 kwacha, yala mikumanisha, nangufende chama bags 10 ya bunga. Is it going to last for 5 years? So we are challenging the electorate. It's very possible for someone ukuya kulia aingira mu government aibe mpia shenu elo amilete elo muleba no, we've got to change the way things are.
Before we open the phone lines, you're a woman, and it's quite rough for the woman to stand, especially to take part in politics. People may think, why can't you just
go farming?
No. Join maybe another party which is being led by fellow women. Meaning, as women, you don't support each other.
You know,
and especially that the political arena for the women is not a bit conducive.
You are stereotyping because I must go and support the other lady because she's a lady. Do you see what I'm saying? Why should I support Madam Nawakwi simply because I'm a female? The Bible says, can two walk together unless they be agreed? So even if it's another political party, not just if it's party, but any other political party, what is their message to the Zambian people? If Nganaingira Muli ruling party or the other big party, what impact will I have with regard to what I'm talking about? There is something, these guys have been around for a long time. Chama Zambians that look, you can, it's not enough just to do development. However, you must develop a Zambian, the person. Then it means that our focus now is sana. So I can't work with somebody who let tontonkanya fini. Mamona, ngamwalole shama party on if our emphasis, for example, our emphasis is a new breed of leadership. We are looking at servant leadership. We are not looking at doing things the way they have always been done. Nombanga waingira muchintu ichai kala for many years. Your chances of succeeding to change the course of that thing are slim. Ama Zambians walechu. So inenja ingira mulia, and then what? I'll just be a small fry. Mulia, I won't be able to influence the direction of this nation. There is a lot of people who go into politics. They really go in there to make money for themselves, and it's not about service. nga mwayipusha abantu mu constituencies, the nationwide, you'll find that very few MPs, very few people are happy with their MP. They will tell you, Mama, so I don't want to go and be part of something that is not helping the people, because in Njimine, to be part of the solution, not to be part of the problem. Yeah. And the other thing I want to say, I've worked most of my life in a male-dominated world. So it doesn't bother me. Politics, no. It doesn't bother me. I've worked most of my life doing things that men do. So, yeah.
Vamdekana zame kwatunda kwenye kubati bimbinga chafika nchita kuvota mkalafu shana looking for a term ya kumfia kuchimfia fia ama shana
votes. I don't think so. We did our research. We came, especially Kunoko Copper Belt, because this is very important for us to find out what are people saying. So to Asangiriati, Copper Belt, Luapula, Northern, Muchinga, these 4 provinces. Walifulwa sana by the incumbent party because they were and they feel let down. Walifulwa sana. Okay? And they feel abantu bali tuchita let down. As a result of that, abantu abengi bali nenukako. Some of them muchifukushi bali yakuli ababambi ababakashikaba. Okay? But however, most of them have not gone out of conviction. A lot of them have gone muchifukushi. And then there are many more people out there who said, political landscape yaba fefifine ifi nishitatwaka vote. Mamona, that I would rather not vote because tatulemona po difference pali abatulemona pa current political landscape. So they were looking for a credible alternative, and we have come to bring that alternative.
You're the credible alternative.
We are the ones.
Let's find out from other people. What are they saying? 0965 891 Radio Chamber. Oh, sorry, we've lost that caller. Feel free to call us on the number 0965 891 kutimwa wanafasi mwatu tumina kwa wanti maipsha jina maiwa Chishala Kateka New Heritage Party leader same for the radio channel mission kwa kwa bana nyawa
Tamkwai. True.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. We need to accommodate as many callers as possible. 0965 891 Thank you very much. You've made your submission known. Thank you. We need other people as well to call in. Radio Chamber. Hello. You can make your contribution. Right, 0965891029 is the number that you can dial in case you want to make a contribution, a question. The program I'm featuring Madam Chishala Kateka, New Heritage Party leader. Ready, single. Hello. Thank you very much. 0965891029. Pick up another caller, then I will ask us to react. 0965891029. Ready to commission. Hello. Now we should avoid him. Okay. All right. 0965891029. A number 0965891029. That's the number you can dial. Hello. Nataka check question mwana ya bakwa. Mkwai? Baba was in the same position for we no kabili tumfane we. London to from Kwai. Mkwai? Atibafiri babakwisa? Atibafiri babakwisa? Bafiri babamuntu bungwe. Okay. All right. Okay. All right, thank you very much. And tell you, I shouldn't tell you what's in the Fumalumbo, where much and look at Tabachum Fugan Paganda, mind that Bucci, a famous mambo, Murera de Fuguino, 20 in Fucosa, but you could take a thing, Nosta, Rashimala, and everyone who got the Ermanium for whatever you come on a party structure, see no branching, but no particular branch, Bashani, Avan look about going by your explanation, Murera, I think you don't think of Lusana. According to the one over
join other parties.
No, not joining other parties. You are not fit for presidency. You are fit. You are fit for playing a role of a mediator. Joining organizations like Zambia Center for Inter-Party Dialogue, people like that. I don't know. So let's get your reaction.
Okay. So, Bashmutale, muifulwa sana. The point I was making, yakwebati, even when we are supposed to ukwebati ngatualia pantanch, nachila for example, we aba Zambians abini tatule ya kuntanch, a point nachila panga, ile nganda kuma yakubuchi nachinapera example ine na 1959 1960 61 nalekala mubuchi, you understand. So all I was saying that tatuleya pantanji fwebene kala cha. That's the point I was making. So mwifurwa sana iyo.
Famous wananje kuba you are not ready for
nachilemba ninemba so niba mambo aba kuusakire bebere tule michita encourage but tamukwete nchita. I beg to differ. In politics 5 months is a long time. Natuishibokwe bati nga twachita enough work twalanda n'abantu abengi baleesumina. So we have no problem with that. I think tukesamona more August, what this is all about. You see, tudingiro kwishubokweba bati a lot of times twalikwata mindset ati kamuchabumba so filefine mwapitire basata kamufye bonse omuntu apita. It doesn't always work like that. Sometimes if you don't take a risk tamwachite succeed. There's no harm in trying. Mamona tapaliwo alafu ati pantu Chishala Kateka eminina. No. So let's try.
Okay.
Yes.
Bashimalon.
At twamfa but tamukwete. I think it's the same thing. Valela that tamukwete ama branch. Tatukwete nempia. Mwishi bashani. Mwalingira mma bank account yesu. Ati tatwa kwa tempia. It's okay. You conduct campaigns and then every election kuina fyo umuntu unga umo kuina fyo umuntu umo ababambi bonse balaferuka baluza nempira. But do you stop trying to do good at pantu kuli risk ya losing MP? In fact, this should tell you kwebati ngamulechita risk impia sheni. You are doing this for the good of the nation.
Can I ask you a question now? Are you telling me that for you to contribute to the well-being of the nation, you need to be a politician?
Let me explain. Let me explain my background.
You have money to assist people. No, I'm saying maybe you have money to assist Zambians, those who cannot afford. Why can't you do it?
Let me explain.
Become a politician?
Let me explain. You see, I've done NGO work and helped people like that. But you find that your reach is limited because Taukwete that platform to help many more people. So I've walked the political journey. Don't forget Narimo heritage. So we did the political journey. What I have concluded through my work, politics, NGO, back to politics, is the realization that ulingiro kukwata omutima wa NGO wakwafu abantu, but you must have that platform to help people effectively. Otherwise, you won't do it. Otherwise, you are limited in what you can do.
Okay. So let's
sonda. Abati mwachita explain we know, but you are not fit. Tabanjishiva, tabanjitapo gugu, tabandoleshapo. So how does he come to this conclusion? You deserve
to be a mediator because you have a calm voice.
No, it's not about a calm voice. It's about the intentions of what we are trying to do. It's a good thing that he thinks that Kutina was a mediator. Of course, Kutina is a mediator, but will it help the Zambians?
Okay.
Somebody, I think, Vashmutali. But that no fighting. I think therefore you see, twakwata fe Zambia ingaimo. And if we are not careful as we are going towards these elections, kuti twakwata a situation you see abantu balikwata makadas. By the way, Vashmutale, just so that you know, tatulechita encourage makadas. The way we know them as cadres, Fidati, Shan overalls, jumbos, Shan. No. Tulefa yama Zambians ukutwingisha. In 1964, when the Zambians said enough is enough, ma Zambians were English venekaunda. 1991, aba English vene chiluva, ma Zambian. No, if fish, they kwati, tuleikaka ula twafuma kumakofi twaya kumanaifi twaya kumapanga twaya kumamasheti nomba tufikire kumfuti has to stop. We must not be fighting like this. If tuletambe chalo chileo naikafwe Zambians, we must not allow that.
Okay.
Them quite.
Good afternoon. Fine, thank you. Who is on the line? Mr. Longo from within Kiko. Yes, Mr. Longo.
I'm very well, thank you. How are you, Mr. Longo?
I'm fine.
Good.
So I'm just wanted to make my point to know yourself from moving and then people to make their own choice. So taking from what you are saying, you are saying food out of cultivation, and I just want to guide who are expecting your mind, trying to stand your mind to make decisions.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Lunga, 0965-891-029, 0965-891-029. Tulikuwa namwambia wale Twitter, kutuma Twitter pa 0965-891-029. Ready to mission. Good afternoon, sir. Who are we talking to? Yes, Mr. Shedrick. Yes, sir. Thank you very much, Mr. Shaduk. Where you put it? Okay. Let's go on 0965-891-029. We can squeeze in one or two last callers and thereafter. We had the program 0965-891-029. Ready to what's your point? Point one on you. At one on Charles Chimbola Employ. Ramadam Kateka. All right, thank you very much. 0965-891-029, a number in case you want to add your voice on the program, and that is Sunday Beyond 56 when featuring Madam Chishala Kateka. Hello. 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 Em có năng số program bên anh nhỉ? Gideon Guzanta, em gọi. Buchi. Okay, thank you very much. Okay. All right, we pick up the last call on 0965-891-029. bakulekereshako okutumana tutumina naimwe mwawabulamu bali mu program yasukwe bati twinga kuisha. Okay, ready to hello. Yamgwani bana ni abangwani yamgwani bachikomba yamgwani so Bachikomba, make your submission. We are running out of time. Make your submission quickly. We are running out of time, please.
Okay, 1 minute.
Oh, 1 minute is too much for you, so I'm giving you 30 seconds.
Okay. So United Stand.
Thank you very much, and that's our last caller. Mayo, you can respond. Lungu, you can go ahead. What is it that is going to entice Hima to join a new Heritage Party? Because he joined the Heritage Party some time back because of the village concepts, and of course, Mr. Pivi na balanda po amikoseresha ko na bachauzi na balanda po na baluka chikomba bakulekeresha.
Nalayambira na bachikomba because he has completely misheard what I said. Limbita bachila omfwa. Bachamba wino by disagreeing with Bamalon, and he's very correct there. Nachilanda, Nat village concept was not about going back to the land. Echo Nachilandi Lati. Abantu abengi tabayiberengere nokuyiberenga nokuchita understand tabachitira understand. That's why it brought a lot of confusion. We are not decampaigning Bamianda. Bamianda has retired from politics. We are a continuation of the party of Bamianda. So how on earth would I be decampaigning Bamianda and his policies? All we are saying is that because so many people didn't misunderstand, rather than spending time, ukulao umana abantu pali village concept, we said, let's put it aside and let's work with this message that we now have. In a way, he is saying we are splitting votes. Whose votes are we splitting when you think about it? Because could you, a large market there of people who were in 2016, more than 50% people did not vote, meaning there's a market there. Do you see what I mean? abengi baleba ati nga niabaffe tatwakavote. There was going to be a lot of voter apathy. So there's no splitting of votes here. Each party goes out there to sell itself. Nga bakonkamu abantu bakonkamu. So we are not splitting any party's votes. Na totala kuli Balungu and ba Charles bakuchingola. Ba Shadrack bachilala ndati ife twakonkeremo village concept. So imwe fish twala. I think nga mwachikonka batata message. It's something icho mwinga konka. I don't think there's any Zambian who would disagree that we need to make the Zambians the center of what we are doing. That is something that, because we are saying, what sort of a Zambia are we leaving for our children and our children's children? Yeah, Onaika, or can we rebuild it? We are saying, let us unite and work together to rebuild this nation for the Zambians and for our posterity. As long as we don't make the Zambian person the core of what we are doing, that is our message.
And finally, as we end the program, is your manifesto ready?
Yes.
And your closing remarks.
Our manifesto is ready. We shall be launching it. We are thinking very deeply about when to launch it, because the last time we launched early, in 2001, in our manifesto, we had the phrase, more money in our pocket, in your pocket. That phrase, more money in your pocket. Yeah, for minimum wage, so 2001 manifesto, but it ended up somewhere else. So we have to be very careful about the timing of when we launch.
All right.
My message to Zambians is, let us hold hands together. Don't allow people to divide us along tribal lines, along party lines. This country is bigger than us. Take competition at all. Mwatea bola mwalisha abana. No, it's not about that. Abana besu balingira okwisasanga ekyalo ekiri bwino. By the time they grow up, not at balechula mulea mukushita panado 1.5 kapanado bamipera ku hospital. No, let's build this country and help Zambia get back on track to where it should have been decades ago. We can do it.
Madam Kateka, thank you so very much for talking to us.
Thank you very much.
My name is Kennedy Mbewa Jr., Zambia 56 NCO.